Hey, welcome. So today we're going to break down the exact path to becoming a software developer, even if you're starting from, absolute zero. This is the complete roadmap, the whole thing, designed to demystify your entire journey into tech. Have you ever looked at the tech world from the outside and just felt completely lost? It can feel like this massive, confusing landscape with no clear "you are here" sign. That's a super common feeling, and it's exactly what we're going to sort out today. But what if you had a map? I mean, a complete blueprint that shows you every single step, right from the very beginning. That's the key, right? It turns that confusion into confidence because you can finally see how all the different pieces fit together. Okay, so how are we going to structure this journey? Well, we're actually going to follow the industry's own playbook, a proven four-stage process that lays out a really clear path forward. And here it is. It's called the Software Development Lifecycle, or SDLC for short. This is the cycle that pretty much every tech company on the planet uses to turn an idea into a real working product. So by learning this, you're not just learning to code, you're learning how to think and work like a real professional engineer. So this whole cycle breaks down into four really clear stages. First, you plan what you're going to build, then you develop it, that's the coding part. After that, you test it to make sure it actually works. And finally, you deploy it so the world can use it. Simple, right? We're going to walk through each one. And here's where it gets really cool. To learn this process, you're not just going to read about it. You're going to step into the shoes of the pros themselves. You'll literally wear all the key hats, one by one. Okay, so your first role? You become the planner. Think of yourself as a product owner. You're the visionary, the one who decides what needs to be built, and just as importantly, why. This is where every great project kicks off. So as the planner, you'll get your hands on industry-standard tools like Jira to organize all the work. You'll be defining the features, breaking them down into smaller tasks, and mapping out what's called your first sprint, which is just a fancy term for a short, focused period of work to get a specific part of the project done. You're going to learn how to manage a project just like the pros do, right from day one. All right, plans in place. It's time to switch hats. Now you are the developer. This is where the magic really starts to happen, where ideas turn into actual code. Your mission here is simple. Bring that plan to life with code. You'll start with the fundamentals, the absolute basics, and build your way all the way up to a complete application. We're talking front end, back end, the whole thing, even connecting it to a database to store and manage information. And you're not going to be using old, dusty tech either. You'll be working with a modern, in-demand stack. For the front end, that's what the user sees and interacts with. You'll master HTML, CSS, and the really popular Vue.js framework. For the back end, the engine running everything behind the scenes, you'll use Node.js and Express, all hooked up to a MongoDB database. This is the kind of tech that companies are hiring for right now. Okay, so you've built it, but does it actually work? Like really work? Now it's time to put on your next hat. You're the quality gatekeeper. This is where you learn to think critically, to be analytical, just like a professional software tester. And look, this isn't just about clicking around randomly, hoping to find bugs. No way. You'll learn the different professional types of software testing, and you'll actually write your own automated tests. These tests will verify that every little piece of your code works exactly the way it's supposed to. Honestly, this is a skill that really separates the amateurs from the pros. All right, the application is planned, it's built, it's tested. So what's left? The final crucial step is getting it out into the world. You'll now become the release engineer. Here, you'll learn how to package up your application, set up a virtual server in the cloud, and configure it all to run your app live on the internet. This is that amazing moment where your project goes from just being on your computer to being accessible to anyone, anywhere in the world. Super rewarding. So that's the roadmap. But let's be real. How do you actually navigate it without getting lost? Let's take a look at the modern toolkit that makes this whole journey not just possible, but way more efficient and supportive. You know, what's so different about learning tech today is that you can leverage some seriously powerful tools. Imagine having a personal AI companion that helps build a custom study plan just for you, quizzes you to make sure you're getting it, and even keeps you motivated when things get tough. This is how learning gets put on the fast track. But the real heart of this whole thing is hands-on experience. I can't stress this enough. You won't just be passively watching videos. You'll learn everything by doing, by building real, functional projects from the ground up. That's how these skills actually stick. And maybe most importantly, you don't have to go it alone. Learning today means you can tap into a whole community of other people on the same journey and get help from experienced engineers. Because look, you will get stuck at some point. Everyone does. Having that network to fall back on makes all the difference in the world. Okay, so you follow the roadmap, you use the tools. What does it all add up to? What's the final transformation look like? So, what kind of timeline are we talking about for a transformation like this? Well, with a focused, really intensive approach, it's totally possible to go from zero experience to being job ready in as little as 4 months. It's a sprint for sure, but there's a clear, achievable finish line. So by the end of this, you won't just know how to code. That's selling it short. You'll have a deep understanding of the entire professional software workflow. You'll have the actual skills to create and configure a cloud server. And you'll have a portfolio of real projects that proves what you can do. You'll be thinking and acting like a junior engineer. So there you had it, the complete map, from that first little idea all the way to a live application on the internet. The only question left is, what are you going to build first?